Hello, my name is Camila Campos and this is my second journal of this semester. In this video, I will talk about my learning and pedagogical reflection. First, I will refer to my learning reflection during this unit called Inclusive Education. At the beginning of the unit, we made a cycle learning planning. My main objectives about the unit were to understand what inclusive education is, to reflect upon the importance of inclusive education, and to assess how inclusive education is implemented in our country. First, after this unit, I can define inclusive education as a process of meeting all students' needs inside of a classroom. I mean, in inclusive education, diversity is welcomed and it is seen as an enrichment of knowledge and learning rather than as a problem for the school. Also, inclusive education allows education for all students inside of a regular classroom, and in this type of education, it is important to give services and support to those students who need it. Second, after this unit, I understood the importance of inclusive education for us as future teachers, because we all have the right to receive education, and through this type of education, we can give students the opportunity to be educated. Also, I realized that inclusivism can help to create a social change in our country, because through this type of education we can give all the students the same opportunity despite of their individual differences. Finally, about the unit, I learned and I knew some laws that support inclusivism in our country. For example, such as SEP law and law of inclusion. For example, SEP is about the improvement of quality and equity in the subsidized schools. We also could observe how inclusivism is implemented in schools because of the task number 2. After that I realized that it is important the school community at the moment of implementing inclusivism. I mean, parents, teachers, students, and the community itself has to be engaged with inclusivism in order to create an inclusive culture. About my English skills, my main objective in the cycle learning planning were to improve my writing skill, my listening comprehension, and to expand my vocabulary. In order to improve my writing skill, I wanted to write paragraph. I did it in my notebook, and also I started to look for my mistakes and for grammar rules in order to improve my writing. In order to improve my listening comprehension, I started to watch videos in English and videos of people who teach grammar rules and pronunciation. And in order to expand my vocabulary, I used this book called Vocabulary in Use. I tried to do the exercises and to apply this book, apply the new vocabulary in my writings. Now I will talk about my pedagogical reflection. During this unit, in order to understand the topic, we had activities such as teamwork, we read texts, and we had discussions, and we had other activities such as presentation about inclusivism. I believe that those activities were very useful because when we read a text, it is difficult to reflect deeper because we just read. But when we discussed about the topic, we can learn from our classmates. We during this unit we also had workshops of grammar on Fridays. We learned present perfect, passive voice, punctuation rules, etc. I really liked how the workshop activities were carried out because we didn't memorize, the grammar rules. But we learned how to apply them. It was easier for me to learn those grammar rules because I could learn how to use them, and it is more useful to apply them just rather than just know them. During this unit, one activity was my favorite because we had to create an activity to teach present perfect without giving students the structure of present perfect. I believe it was very useful because we started to think as teachers, and related to inclusive education, we started to think about different ways to teach a subject in order to teach all the students inside the classroom. And I believe that I have to keep working on my academic writing, and to keep studying the classes because I don't know how to use them when I am writing. And that's all. Thanks for watching.